Some women spend years slowly changing their lives. And then there are other women who wake up one day and suddenly everything starts collapsing at once. The relationship ends, the job no longer fits, your nervous system feels overwhelmed, you can't tolerate things you used to tolerate, you start questioning your entire identity. And from the outside, it can look dramatic. But what I've learned is that most sudden transformations are not actually sudden at all. They're concentrated. They're years of postponed truth finally catching up all at once. I think this matters because a lot of women assume that if their threshold feels intense, fast, or emotionally consuming, something must be wrong with them. But often it's the opposite. Your system has simply stopped delaying what it already knows. And in the threshold framework, which is my framework for understanding deep life transformation, this often happens when someone moves from the crumble into the edge and finally stops negotiating with the truth. Most people don't consciously enter transformation, they circle it. They already know the relationship is wrong. They already know the job is draining them. They already know they've outgrown the life they're living, but they stay. And honestly, that's human because thresholds threaten everything familiar: financial safety, identity, relationships, stability, belonging. So, what happens instead is people delay the truth. They distract themselves, overthink, rationalize, stay busy, keep trying to make it work. And this is what I call the crumble in the threshold framework. It's the stage where life quietly stops fitting, but nothing has fully broken yet. You're sitting in meetings thinking, I can't do this anymore. You're lying next to someone you love, but feeling emotionally gone already. Keep asking yourself, am I overreacting? One day, you want to leave. The next day, things feel okay again, so you stay. But eventually, for some women, something shifts. The truth becomes unavoidable. And once that happens, life can start moving very quickly. Not because transformation is random, but because the delay has ended. That's what happened for me. Once I saw the truth clearly, I stopped negotiating with it. Not perfectly, not without grief, not without fear. But I stopped pretending I could remain where I was. And because of that, everything accelerated. Identity changes, relationship changes, nervous system changes, structural life changes, all within a very compressed period of time. And unless you've lived it yourself, it's very difficult to explain to people. Because externally, it looks unstable. But internally, it feels inevitable. I think this is the part people misunderstand the most. When someone enters a deep threshold, it can look like they suddenly become emotional or overwhelmed or unstable overnight. But usually it isn't new pain, it's accumulated pain, bringing it into real experiences like years of people pleasing, years of overfunctioning, years of suppressing anger, years of abandoning yourself to maintain relationships, years of surviving. The nervous system keeps adapting around all of that until it eventually can't anymore. And when the threshold opens, the body finally starts releasing what it never had space to process before. That's why women often say, I don't understand why I'm reacting this strongly. But you're not only feeling this week, you're feeling years before. I also want to say this clearly. Rapid transformation is not glamorous. It's exhausting. There is grief, loneliness, disorientation, identity instability. It's a pressure that bears down on you like you've never felt before. There are moments where nothing feels familiar anymore. The difference is not the process hurts less. The difference is that some people eventually stop postponing what they know. A real threshold changes your relationship with yourself permanently. You stop abandoning yourself in the same ways. You begin tolerating truth more fully. Your nervous system starts relating to safety differently. And eventually, you start making decisions differently too. You work differently, rest differently, relate differently, choose differently. In the threshold framework, this is why transformation isn't just emotional healing. It's identity restructuring. So if your life feels like it's changing very quickly right now, if things are surfacing all at once, if you feel emotionally overwhelmed by how fast everything is reorganizing, I want you to know this. Fast transformation does not automatically mean you're broken. Sometimes it means that your system has finally stopped delaying the truth. Sometimes it means the threshold is finally moving. And while that can feel painful and disorientating, it can also become the beginning of the most honest relationship you've ever had with yourself. And if you're inside a threshold right now, trying to understand where you are in the process, I'll leave my information below about my threshold mapping session. They're quiet, structured spaces designed to help you orient yourself without pressure or overwhelm.